Welcome to Hypnosis with Dr. Bill Stiles. Hi, I'm Dr. Stiles, and I'm the owner and operator, actually, of the Hypnotherapy Clinic, which is in Wexford. And, this is about the 8th in a series of programs. We're going to have about 30 programs on this station. And I'm here today with Stacy Fote. Now, Stacy's been with me right from the onset. She's an educator with a master's degree, and she's very interested in hypnosis and interested in mind programming. And Stacy's been coming into the clinic a couple of times a week. She has a lot of other responsibilities, but she's been learning more and more about what we do there. And so I don't know, Stacy, maybe you want to say hello again and tell the people what it's like, to go to our clinic for hypnosis.
Yes, Dr. Stiles, I would like to say hello to everybody and thank you for joining us again. And as far as the office, when you go in, it's such a warm, inviting place to be. The staff is absolutely wonderful. And of course, when you go in, there are the necessary forms that have to be filled in. You have to fill in some medical information and some background information. The most important form that you're going to fill out, though, is the therapy form. This is the form that is given to Dr. Stiles so that he has all the information that he needs to conduct his hypnosis sessions. It's the personal information that you're going to take with you into the session. It's going to go through the whole session with you, and then you're also going to have a tape of that session to take with you.
Okay. We're going to be talking a lot about stop smoking. Previous programs, we were sort of heavy on weight loss, and in that regard, smoking. Let me explain that the therapy form you fill out will give me all the information I need about your smoking habit, so that while you're doing other things, such as going through a manual I have with a lot of pictures explaining, really what cigarettes do to people, and watching a videotape of other people, while you're doing that, I will construct the perfect session for you. So that's what that's all about.
And that is just an awesome part of the program. I know that there are other hypnotherapists out there that you go in, you get your little hypnosis session, you leave, and you're done. What we do at Dr. Stiles' office is multiphasic programming. You go in, and being an educator myself, I like the fact that when you go in there, you are actually being educated on how to maintain your progress. You're actually being educated on what are the effects of your smoking and the smoking that's going to be affecting the people around you. There's just so much more to the hypnosis sessions than just going in and being hypnotized. Also, doing the videos and listening to those other people that have had successful programs, that just sets you up for having a very successful session yourself.
Yeah, I sort of call that the education, motivation, hypnosis.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You educate us, you motivate us, and then you give us the hypnosis session to carry us through.
And how about those manuals? People say, well, Dr. Stiles gives you a book.
A big book.
But, they go through it, about half an hour because it's got a lot of pictures.
Lots of pictures. Pictures that are going to just blow your mind. These things are going to make you see yourself, your lungs, your cigarettes, and your life in a whole different way. You can't wait to get back there and change your habit once you see this manual.
Wow. And you're not a smoker
I
or
am not a smoker.
Well, what do you
No.
think of some of those pictures, though?
Extremely graphic. I'll tell you what. If you can look at that manual and still want to smoke, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. And actually, Stacy, I got to tell you, when I get folks back after they've seen the manual, they do still want to smoke.
Yes.
However, they do want to quit, too. It's like they have the bad voice in them and they have the good voice. And I help that good voice come out, because I program their minds with good, wonderful benefits they're going to get, and then their minds keep playing back to them. I don't stay negative, and I don't want people to think that I do.
Very positive, very uplifting.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Okay, what more are we going to do there? That video thing. Now, remember you saw the videotape? Now, that's not negative, is it?
No, there is so much positiveness there. They're the people that have gone through the session. They've continued on with their lives, and they've come back to give you testimonies that just make you realize this isn't just me. I'm not the only one out there. I wasn't the only one who had this problem. I wasn't the only one battling it. These people did it, and if they can do it, so can I.
Well, that's great. Now, we're going to come back in a moment here. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about stopping smoking by programming your mind. But I want you to hear some folks here. Now, this first one's going to be Shelby, and this is actually a re-recording of a program I did. I'm going to say it's going back 3 or 4 years when Shelby called in. After Shelby, I do want to hear from Harry, and well, then we'll wait for a while, and Stacy and I will talk about the program. But here is Shelby. She quit smoking. Here's Harry. He quit smoking.
We have Shelby, I believe, on line 2. That is a name out of the past. Shelby.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Is this the Shelby Kilpatrick that I saw about a year and a half ago?
Absolutely, a year and a half ago.
Oh, Shelby, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Good, yeah. Doing great. I'm still not smoking, and it's wonderful.
Well, Shelby, when was it? Around June of...
It was June 6th.
June 6th.
Yes.
Okay.
I will never forget that.
What kind of a smoker were you? I mean, just casual, or did you smoke a lot?
I smoked for 15 years, about a pack and a half, almost 2 packs a day.
Almost 2.
Almost
Okay.
2.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. I was ready to quit. I was definitely ready to quit. I was turning 30, and I just didn't want to be a smoker anymore. I never really tried anything else. I never tried the patch or anything. My husband did. He did the patch. It worked for him.
Good.
But I knew it wouldn't work for me. I wasn't that kind of smoker, you know. I woke up smoked. I smoked constantly. I felt that it was more in my mind, you know.
Oh,
so,
that must be then why you decided on hypnosis
I
as
did.
opposed to the other things.
I don't know what came to it. Came to me. I don't know why exactly, but it did. And I was flipping through the phone book, and I found you. And I
Okay.
just, you know how I feel about you. I just love you.
Yeah,
I feel you saved my life, and that's the truth.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's good to hear that. Now, what I got to say, Shelby, is I'm sort of an operator. I help people, but you did it yourself. It's like you said. You wanted to quit. It's just that you found it difficult, I imagine. And when you come in, I just did the things that, correct me if I'm wrong. Usually what I do is let people see the good reasons to quit, and I also let them see what could possibly happen if they continued smoking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have children?
Not yet.
Okay.
Hopefully soon.
Okay. That was one of the reasons I give to a lot of people.
That was, yes.
I told a lady today, I said to her, Shelby, you know, the one thing you don't want to do is take yourself away from your family.
Never. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
And that's what some people do. Well, Shelby, I really appreciate you calling.
Thank you so much. Absolutely, Dr. Stiles. It's wonderful talking to you, and I'll talk to you again in probably another 6 months.
That's great. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Take
All
care.
right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I see that on line 3, we've got Harry. Why don't we talk to Harry? Hello, Harry.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
This is Harry.
Harry?
Let's see. February 28th, I think it was, last year.
Oh, a year ago.
Yep, you got it.
Aha. I've been talking about you to some other people. Hope you don't mind me saying this.
No.
But, okay. You had a really tough job, a lot of stress.
Oh, yeah.
And it kept you smoking, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. In fact, that's where I started smoking.
Uh-huh. On the police force.
On the police department, yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you. Hey, Harry, could you describe for the folks listening what the experience is like, maybe coming into my office and then sitting down and being, quote, hypnotized? What was that whole thing like to you?
Well, if you remember, when I walked in and I handed the money across the table, I told you sort of sarcastically, well, here's my money. I don't believe in this stuff.
Oh, I do remember that. That's
then
right.
I talk to you, and as you go through the things with people,
Yeah.
and when you come to the one part where you showed me the chemicals that are in cigarettes, and like 4 of them you can't even dispose of in a toxic waste dump.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I said, wait, I'm disposing of them for these people. I said that had to be it. And the hypnotism was, I didn't think I was hypnotized. I still didn't when I left the office, but.
Right.
But like I said, and I told you, I walked out, I threw the lighter in the street, up there in Bellevue, and left the cigarettes on the seat of the car for about 5-6 blocks, threw them out, and never even wanted it again. Never had a desire for it. It was just amazing, Like I say, everything fell into place. I really wanted to quit, and I heard somebody on another station at like 5 o'clock in the morning saying, if you want to quit, listen at 5:30. And I heard the guy describe what happened. I called you at like 10 to 7 that morning. God, you called me back at 20 after 7 in the morning.
Yeah, I'm always awake.
Yeah.
I sleep throughout the day
Yeah.
while I'm doing hypnosis.
You put me, I wanted in there so bad, you put me down for the first cancellation.
Ah, yeah.
Remember?
It's
But
coming
I
back
didn't
now.
believe in it when I came there.
Yeah. Harry, you said something that is interesting, and a lot of people say this, gee, I don't know if I was hypnotized. And here's the thing. It doesn't feel like anything.
No.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people think they're going to feel like they're anesthetized.
Not at all. It's the talking to you in the visual aid that you let me see and that before that. It just gets you thinking and gets your mind going in one direction. And then I guess, I don't know, you do whatever you do and that's it then, you know.
Yeah.
I walk out and don't have to go to the corner store anymore.
Well, I can't tell you how many people said to me, what did you do to me? What did you do to me? Because they're not zonked out. And, people need to know that.
Yeah.
They're just not going to be out of control. They have their eyes closed, but it's sort of like closing your eyes and listening to the radio.
Yeah.
But you see, Harry, what happens is the brain waves slow down.
Yeah.
And you become more focused, and the idea gets into your mind, and you end up going down the street and throwing your cigarettes away.
Well, every once in a while when I listen to the tape, you made a tape of while you were doing it, while you were hypnotizing.
Yes, I always do.
When I listen to that tape, you can still get the feelings that it was back on February last year.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
it's just like going through it again. And I haven't listened to it in 5 months now, 6 months, but you know, there's no big change. There's no mystery. I mean, there's a mystery, but I have no idea what it is. All I know is I don't have to smoke anymore.
Well, that's good to hear, Harry. You know, a lot of people think hypnosis is a mystery, and I'm going to tell you something. There isn't a psychiatrist, a hypnotist, or psychologist in existence that can explain the mechanics of hypnosis. All we know is we get into the mind and change the behavior.
Well, I'll tell you what, whatever you did, it worked for me, and it was, like I said, it was the thing itself being hypnotized, but also the visual stuff that you showed me.
Yes.
And you're explaining certain things of it. Some you didn't have to explain; they were right there in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
But other things you talked about, it just narrowed the thing that I wanted to do, and this is it, and that was it. You know.
Well, that's great, Harry. Hey, thanks a lot for calling.
All right, Doc. I'll be talking to you later on.
Okay.
Okay, Harry, I really appreciate that. You know, when I listened to that, I was reminded of John Cigna. Everybody knows John Cigna in Pittsburgh. And he's been talking for me, for the past, it's been over 6 years. Because right about the time that Harry came in to my office, I'd say it was about 2 weeks later when John Cigna came in. I'll never forget that because John Cigna said what Harry said after the session. He says, I don't know what you did to me. What did you do to me? Because this is a guy, John Cigna that is, was up to about 4 packs a day. Can you imagine that? In fact, just recently I was talking to Larry Richard, and he's going to be talking about me too, but that's later. But Larry said he used to go into the studio, and John Cigna would be sitting there in a cloud of smoke, and his ashtray was filled with cigarettes. Can you imagine that, Stacey, living in that environment?
No, wouldn't want to be there myself.
No, your house is smoke-free, of course, but you know, that he'd have one lit, and he'd have one going in the ashtray while he's talking on the radio. And John used to say this to everybody. He'd say, I'm not quitting smoking. I love my cigarettes. I don't want to quit. And then his buddy from the Oak Country Peddler, Jeff Courtney, in fact, Jeff came in and saw me and stopped smoking. So this goes back 18 months before Cigna came in. Anyways, Jeff had been bothering John Cigna for the longest period of time. He said, I'm not going to golf with you anymore if you don't quit huffing and puffing, you know. And so John came in and one session, he threw his cigarettes away, and then he had me go on the radio, for about a 7-minute segment. And everybody knew how militant he was about smoking. And after that, I had to expand my clinic because John was so popular about that.
Word of mouth.
Oh, that's
Once
it.
people know there's something good out there, they're going to find you.
Absolutely. Now, John needed help because his lungs were clogged up, you know, and his oxygen level was way down. I'm glad he came in.
Smoking is such a major medical problem, I should
Yes.
say, today for people. They realize now what it does to them. Years ago, we had no idea. Today, we know what it's doing to us, and so many people seek medical help to break their addiction to cigarettes. And they're going to their own family doctors. I have to wonder, what do doctors feel about the hypnosis sessions? How do they feel about it? Do they make referrals for hypnosis, or do they just keep prescribing the patch and some of those other drugs that might have other side effects?
Well, actually, I don't have the statistical numbers, but I know most of them are still prescribing patches and Wellbutrin. Zyban is the commercial stop smoking name of that. Mm-hmm. But I have well over 100 physicians now referring to our clinic. They're learning that it's in the mind. People are addicted. That's in the mind. People are habituated every bit as much as their addiction. In other words, they smoke whenever they drive. They smoke after a meal. They smoke doing this, that, or the other thing. And so they have these connections.
So it's not necessarily always just the physical addiction, but it's the mind that just keeps pushing them to follow old habits.
You got it. That's exactly what it is. Hey, this is a good time to give my website address. Those of you that don't have pencil and paper and would like to go on to the website, get it right now. I'll come back with that in just a minute after you get your pencil and paper. But I'm wondering something, folks. Did you maybe start as a teenager? A lot of people have. They start when they're about 14. Maybe you were even a victim of tobacco advertising. And here's the biggest question. Do you really and truly want to be free? I know if you started at 14, your reasons for starting don't exist right now. They don't. I mean, think about it. Here you are, a mature adult, and you have the wisdom of your knowledge and experience. And Stacy, like you said, most people now know how dangerous it is.
Exactly.
It's killing in America right now 500,000 people a year. I'd like to have people just imagine what it would be like if 500,000 coffins were lined up in front of you. It's what? It's like from horizon to horizon. Mm-hmm. You can't imagine that from one source like that. So what I'm saying to people, if you've tried the patch, if you've tried nicotine gum, if you've tried quitting cold turkey, if you tried maybe a group hypnosis session and one of those hotel sessions and so forth, and you failed, come see me. I'll help program your mind in the direction of better health and living longer. I have more to tell you about that, but here's the website address if you want to go on. And you can click on Stop Smoking, and also you can click on a whole bunch of people here that are going to tell you how well they did. I have videos, and I have a lot of audios there. Website address, www.dr, just put DR, Bill Stiles, and that's Stiles with an I, not with a Y, .com. Let me give it to you again, www.drbillstiles.com. Now, my telephone number is 724-940-2211. There is no pressure when you call my office. Everybody's there in an advisory capacity. You call and find out everything you want to know. Stacy, physicians are now sending their patients to me and maybe to other hypnotists too, so that they can be free of cigarettes. To be non-smokers. Hypnosis actually was approved by the American Medical Association in 1958. So it's been around for a long time.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That is some useful information.
Yeah, most people don't. They think, oh, this is
it's hocus pocus. It's
hocus pocus,
barking
right.
like a dog.
Barking, yeah. Or somebody said barking like a chicken.
Barking like a chicken.
Well, somebody said on one of my tapes, you can go to the website and hear that kind of stuff too, because these are people just talking naturally. Okay, I gotta get serious here because I tell you, I'm sort of saddened by some of these people that come in, and I have great empathy because I used to smoke 2 packs a day. I got a touch of emphysema. I had asthma. I was carrying around albuterol puffer, Proventil. I used to buy Primatine across the counter. That's because if I use those things, I can keep smoking.
That's right. Makes it easy, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, I see people like that. They're coming in, they're on Advair. And actually, I'm very saddened, to see the cancer patients. Man, heart attack victims, patients suffering from acute emphysema. And they have, those oxygen tanks with them. Have you seen them with oxygen tanks around?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Grocery stores.
Yeah. And the sad thing is that even when they get to that point, some of them still cannot let go of that death stick.
Death stick?
Death stick.
I never heard that one. It is a death stick,
yes.
isn't it? Woo. Well, I'm gratified, though, when they come in with the attitude of, gee, I really do want to live. I really do want to improve my health. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Because like I said earlier about John Cigna, he didn't want to quit, but he certainly wanted to feel better.
Yes, he did.
If they come in with that, they're going to conquer the deadly habit through hypnosis. It's not that difficult, really. We have over 12,000 people in the last 10 and a half years, and that's when we started to count that have stopped smoking. Actually, all they needed really was professional help to program their subconscious mind, their habit control center, and to do it with hypnosis. I want to go to a couple more people because, I talk about it all day long. But I want you to hear, you folks listening now, to other people that have come to see me. We have track 4 here set up and track 5, and we have David on there, and we have Chris. And Dave pretty much talks about how easy it was to stop smoking in one session. And that's very important to know that. And Chris, you've got to think about Chris and his smoking habit and how long it's been and all that, and how long it's been he hasn't been smoking. Okay, Dave and Chris, here they are.
We've got a call on line 1, and I'm looking at the monitor here. It says Dave. Why don't we talk to Dave?
Dr. Stiles.
Yes.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, sir.
Yeah, this is Dave Bostetti. I was in to see you, I think it was the 19th of December, for smoking, and I've been doing well. Everything's going good.
I remember you, Dave. That's not too long ago.
No,
yeah.
no.
As a matter of fact, as I recall, you were smoking since you were age 17, is that right, or 16 or something like that?
Well, no, I was chewing tobacco more than smoking.
Oh,
I smoked
okay.
later on. I was
Later
smoking.
on, okay.
Yeah. But things are going good. I mean, it's been. I enjoy listening to the tape that you gave me of the session. Okay, I play that, and boy, that's really gets you back into things again.
Yeah, maybe I should explain that, Dave. That tape is of the actual hypnosis session.
Right.
And, some people say, gee, I saw Dr. Stiles, and in one session I didn't smoke. And I want to clear that up. Sure, they see me in one session, but I make an audio tape, and they can re-hypnotize themselves in the privacy of their own home.
Right.
A lot of hypnosis depends upon repetition. And like you say, you listen to the tape, and I think Harry said this earlier, you feel like you're right back in that situation.
Oh, boy, a couple of times I took a trip and never left the farm,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was just so relaxing, believe me.
That's good. I took a trip and never left the farm.
Yep.
Hypnosis does that because you remind me of something. The subconscious mind has eyes of its own, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In the sense
sure
you can see all those visualizations.
Yep.
Dave,
sure
I'm just
does.
delighted to hear from you. I'm delighted you're doing so well. And do you have any urges anymore?
Oh, yes, I do. Not as many, okay.
All right.
But there were some urges. Oh, yeah, there were some tough times there, I'll tell you.
Okay.
But I would get myself relaxed, and your method, the way you get it in there, and it works.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Yeah, I probably gave you a signal device, a thing you did to quiet down those urges.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, good.
I just appreciate everything, and I'm glad that I got to know you.
Thank you, Dave. Look forward to hearing from you again.
Okay, thank you.
Right on.
Good night.
Bye. Line 1. Hello, Chris.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you.
How you feeling?
Real good.
Okay. You were in to see me. It's been a long time for smoking.
Yes, 5 years. Almost 5 years.
5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. How many packs a day were you smoking?
I was up to about 2.5, a little bit more maybe.
That's a whole lot.
Oh, yes, it is.
How'd you feel when you were smoking?
Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
You know what my next question is. How you feeling now?
Terrific.
Yeah.
Terrific. I can walk up hills and I can do anything I want.
You know, Chris, people just don't realize the devastation that's going on inside their bodies.
That's right.
When they're smoking.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you feel it more now that you're not smoking, remembering what it was like.
Yes, and I do.
Yeah.
I do remember it, too.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And I feel really good now.
Well, what was the hypnosis experience like for you? You didn't remember 5 years back?
Yeah, I can. It was pretty neat. It wasn't anything that I expected. But I felt like I was awake the whole time. You know.
Yes, absolutely.
Like everybody thinks that you're sleeping, but you're really not.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. But I remember actually the whole thing. You know, and it was very, very neat.
That's good. And of course, I expect people to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
What we're actually doing is we're using the conscious mind,
right,
or the thinking mind, to program the subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really want to put people in what we call a somnambulistic or a sleep state, because when I'm helping people stop smoke or lose weight, what I'm actually doing is giving them about 142 individual suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
They have to think about it. They have to put it in the subconscious mind, where the subconscious mind remembers it, and then, of course, it reacts.
Right.
Do you remember that little thing I did with a little pendulum?
Yes, I do.
What was that like? Can you recall that?
Yeah.
5 years ago, yeah.
No, well, no, that I can remember it, but not...
Not in detail?
No.
Okay.
No.
The reason I brought it up is I show people how the subconscious mind works while they're fully awake, and I just have them hold a chain in their hand, and it goes down towards the top of the desk and has a little weight on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I have them just, if you remember, think about a motion like swinging right to left.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it starts to swing, and most people don't know why. And then I ask them to think about it going in a circle. And I mean, this looks a little weird, sometimes feels weird, but actually what that is the suggestion going into your subconscious mind. Then your subconscious mind just takes control of the muscles. And that's how, as you said, you can be awake,
yep,
and still have the hypnosis work.
Oh, yeah. That's the only thing that ever worked for me, ever.
You did try other things.
Yes, I have.
You did, okay.
Yes, I did.
Well, Chris, I just so much congratulate you. It's been 5 years, and gee, I hope you'll give me a call on your anniversary next year.
I surely will. And my
Okay.
husband and my kids thank you, too.
I'll bet they do. They're going to keep their mama along.
That's right.
For a long time.
That's
keep her
right.
around, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that pretty much wraps it up. We just have a few seconds left here, and I'll give you the website address and www.drbillstiles.com. Telephone number 724-940-2211. And Stacy, you want to say goodbye to the folks for this session?
Yes, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today, and for those of you who have reached the point that this is the day that you're going to quit, we look forward to seeing you at the clinic.
Thank you. We'll see you there.